Come and join me for a little night ride and a chat. I do an update video, a follow-up with regards to Karmelo Anthony's first-degree murder conviction. He was convicted of first-degree murder today, and a follow-up to what is going on in Belfast, Ireland, in the aftermath of that guy, that Sudanese immigrant that tried to behead an Irish man in Belfast, on a street in Belfast. And I want to give a shout out to a regular viewer of my channel. He has his own YouTube channel as well, and his name is Mitch. And his YouTube channel primarily focuses on e-bike cycling, and he is based out of Timmins, Ontario, which I've never visited Timmins. I've never been there. I almost went there. I had a trip lined up there last year, but it got canceled last minute, so I still haven't been to Timmins. But I don't have to go to Timmins because my friend out there, Mitch, does a good job of covering off Timmins, and he provides updates for me on my channel when he comments on my videos. But I watch his videos, and I want to ask my loyal subscribership, my loyal viewers, if they would so kindly watch a video or two of Mitch's, and if you could like and subscribe on his channel, it would be much appreciated. It'd be beneficial. It would keep Mitch motivated. I know he gets a little down on himself because his views aren't quite there on YouTube, but I'm to understand he gets a substantial amount of views on his Facebook. But like I told him, I go, YouTube's another animal. Of all the social media platforms, YouTube is by far the hardest to garner watch time, views, likes, and subscribes. It's by far the hardest. So I just want to try to keep his spirits up. So I'm going to put his channel up on my channel, and if you could give him a watch, a like, and a subscribe, I would appreciate that. Hey, at the end of the day, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. And he takes his e-bike on some nice trails, and he's also I don't know if he wants me to mention this, but I will. He's also missing a leg. He is an amputee, and he wears a prosthetic leg, which I found out in one of his videos a couple videos ago. I was surprised to see that. So I respect his determination, and I apologize, Mitch, if you didn't want me to say that, but you've shown the prosthetic on your video, so that's why I mentioned it. But anyhow, thanks for watching. .01 p.m. I'm just on the Lavender Creek Trail, going through the stockyards area. Bugs are bad. Just coming up here to check, see if the homeless encampment's still here. I doubt it is. I haven't been here in about 3 weeks or a month since I seen it. I can't imagine it's still here. Won't be hitting the trails tonight though, other than this trail, because the bugs are insane. I did a night ride a couple nights ago, and holy moly, I didn't post any. I didn't edit the video or post it or nothing. It was, but it was like it was snowing out. The bugs were so bad. No, the one encampment was back there, and I believe the larger encampment was here, right over here to my left. So yeah, I didn't think it would still be here. Nice night out in Toronto. It's 22 degrees Celsius, a little bit of wind. It's supposed to rain tonight. Well, the verdict is in for Karmelo Anthony. Apparently they convicted him of first-degree murder, so he's awaiting. He's going to have to await sentencing, and it could be a mandatory 99-year sentence. So I don't know how that's going to play out exactly, but by all accounts, from a few different reports, Karmelo Anthony has been convicted of first-degree murder in the murder of Austin Metcalf. So the Hodge twins, Kevin and Keith, they have a Conservative Twins YouTube channel, and they posted a video, or they did a video, and they posted the reaction, a compilation of reactions from the black community. And wow, it's staggering the amount of people in the black community that think Karmelo Anthony was, wronged. A lot of people were saying that Austin Metcalf and his twin brother were bullies, and they bullied Karmelo Anthony, and none of this is substantiated. It's just what they're making up to, I guess, warrant their virtue signaling or their fake outcry. Where are these people when 34 people are shot in Chicago on a weekend? Where are these people when rampant domestic abuse is taking place? I don't understand why the black community will get behind someone that has blatantly committed murder, and it took the jury 3 hours to deliberate, and one person made a joke that it took so long because they took a 2-hour lunch. From the outside looking in, I wasn't closely associated with the case, but obviously from where I'm looking from, it's a cut and dry case. It's first, I don't know if it's necessarily first degree murder. I guess they proved that he did premeditate bringing the knife to the track meet, and maybe he had Austin Metcalf himself picked out prior to attending the track meet. So I don't know the circumstances. Obviously, people that sat in the jury heard all the evidence, and they convicted him. Well, I touched on that with my video earlier today, and I also touched on the attempted murder of a guy in Belfast, Ireland, from a Sudanese immigrant. Apparently he was in the country legally, the immigrant, but he's been in the country for 5 years. Obviously he had a psychotic episode, or he was suffering from obviously he had psychological issues. So the person that he attacked is in critical condition. They don't know if he's going to live. Apparently he's blind. He'll have life-altering wounds if he does survive. And from what I've watched before I left my house this evening, Belfast in certain areas was on fire. People got together, a large number of people, and they went door to door looking for immigrant housing, and they were kicking doors in, from what I witnessed, and they looked like, well, they didn't look like, they did set fires to multiple buildings. So that's all I know right now. Like, obviously it's not a peaceful riot, it's a violent riot. If you're going door to door and kicking people's doors in and setting fires to buildings and cars, it's obviously not what CNN would report as a peaceful gathering. It's obviously a violent gathering, and it's come to the point in some Western countries, Western democracies like Ireland, where they've had enough. They have a very small population in Ireland. My understanding is about 5 million people, and they brought in 2 million immigrants into the country. So, how do you expect that's going to work? It isn't going to work. And like I said earlier in many of my videos, many people know this, that the governments that are in charge are doing this purposely to collapse to collapse the country, so they can overthrow the country and reset the way politics is conducted. Reset the financial institutions, reset digital ID, universal basic income, 15-minute cities. All the things that were conspiratorial 5 years ago are coming to light now. But what I will say, and a lot of people are saying this as well, that I think that Ireland is going to kick off a mass revolt worldwide with regards to the unsustainable immigration. This doesn't make sense. Like I said in many of my videos, this does not make sense. Bringing in people from countries that won't assimilate, bringing in people from countries of Muslim faith into Christian countries that won't assimilate, and they only go by their rule, and their rule is the Muslim faith. And they come from countries that aren't technologically advanced. They are living in got some trees here. They are coming from countries that a lot of areas of the country don't even have power or running water. And how do you expect these people to assimilate into modern Western societies You know, obviously it was done by design, and it was done to collapse the systems that were in place. It's the Cloward-Piven strategy, whereas you overwhelm the social welfare network and you overwhelm all other infrastructures to collapse the system and cause chaos. And you know, I hope that the Irish people don't relent in their pushback. Now, I'm not advocating for violence. I'm not advocating for destruction of property. What the hell is that? Wow. I'm not advocating for any of that sort of stuff, but when a nation and a people is pushed too far, this is what happens. There is going to be pushback at some point. And when people from other countries are being shown preferential treatment through the judicial system, and they're not being prosecuted, they're not being arrested for crimes, and then something like this happens that is videotaped, where, you know, a Sudanese immigrant, you know, tries to decapitate an Irish person in Belfast, this is going to happen. And I'm surprised it took this long. There has been a lot of other cases where violence of this nature has happened. The grape gangs, grooming gangs, all that sort of thing in the UK. Like, they've sustained a lot of hardships over the years, and it's culminating now. And the same thing's going to happen here. You know what? Canada has been so washed out with traditional people like myself that the fight left in Canadians is not there, because there aren't too many Canadians left. They have been pushed out. Like, I understand in Western Canada there's a lot of patriotic Canadians there still, and you know, in all provinces across the country there still are patriotic Canadians. And I've witnessed this at, you know, Canada First rallies. I've witnessed this at the trucker convoy in 2022. The passion is still there to a certain extent, but the government is making it increasingly more difficult to push back. They are tightening up internally on what they deem as domestic issues. And they made an example of Tamara Litch and Chris Barber during the trucker convoy by charging them with mischief, but, you know, putting them through a court process that, if they didn't get financial help, would have cost millions of dollars. The process is the punishment, and that's what they do, because they have unlimited resources. They have unlimited social justice warrior lawyers, judges, and they have a very, very warped and malevolent ideology, liberal ideology, that can only function under their thought process. Liberals have a very difficult time understanding or trying to comprehend other people's belief systems. Like, okay, so let me just get through this intersection here. And at this point in Canadian history, and I've been of this thought process for quite some time. I'm not trying to convince anyone to stop thinking as a liberal, because that isn't going to happen. A lot of people are making videos now, and they are becoming increasingly more hostile and more abrasive with the language. And like I said in my video earlier today, the slang in the biscuit former pro hockey player is literally calling his video and his thumbnail, we're calling Canadians retards, and he's onto something. Like I said earlier in my video, the more I interact with the public, the more I would echo his sentiments. The level of intelligence or lack of intelligence in this country is alarming. And you know, that's what happens when you bring in 1 million people a year, unvetted. A lot of them are uneducated, unskilled, and then you have the existing population of liberal social justice warriors, liberal Karens and beta feminized cuck liberals, and they are completely indoctrinated. They are completely brainwashed with whatever the liberal Kool-Aid of the day is. They will completely suck it back, the entire jug of liberal Kool-Aid, and get drunk on it. You look at the federal Liberal Party. Oh, and I'm glad I just mentioned that. There was a motion. Oh, but okay, hold on a second. So you look at the federal Liberal Party last week. It was Melanie Joly and a couple other. What's his name? I can't think of the guy's name. Another liberal idiot in Parliament. But they're all sitting in the front row in in center block during question period, and they're all cackling, they're all laughing like a bunch of drunk schoolgirls. It was embarrassing to see. And this is when Pierre Poilievre this is where Pierre Poilievre is trying to get some serious questions answered in question period, and they're laughing and they're smirking at him, and they're not taking anything that he says serious, because they more or less know that the fix is in. They don't have to take him serious, and they're pushing very, very hard to get rid of him, like very hard now. It's a concerted effort with that Corey Konechny guy. Holy, what a pile that guy is, man. I seen him on the CTV panel with who they have on there, Tom Mulcair, Scott Reed, and that guy. Holy, I'll tell you, they unleashed that attack dog, let me tell you. Just one look at that guy, and you just know that guy is if you look up scumbag in the dictionary, there's going to be a picture of that dandy. I'm telling you right now. And that idiot Scott Reed with his little Harry Potter blue framed glasses, and Tom Mulcair. Okay, he's a well-spoken guy. Obviously, they're all well-paid panelists. They get paid to go on there. Corey Konechny, he doesn't need the money, obviously. He is getting greased from all over the world for what he's going to do, and he's taking down Poilievre because they can't deal with Poilievre. But getting back to what was put forth in question period today was a motion. Believe this, there was a motion put forth. I don't know by which liberal dimwit politician, but they put forth a motion to have July put aside for Somali. What was it? Somali History Month? I don't know. Something like that. It was to celebrate the Somali heritage, the whole month of July. So you're coming off the gay pride month of liberal indoctrination. Then you're going to July, which is going to be put aside for Somalis now. You see where this is going, right? They are constantly keeping us off balance. They are constantly propping up their foot soldiers. They are emboldening the Somali community. They are emboldening the gay, lesbian, trans community, whatever fucking acronym it is this fucking hour. It changes by the hour. And that's what they're doing. They're just drumming up more and more support. They are giving more accolades to people that they know are going to continue to vote for them. It's a forever vote, and they don't care what they do and who they infuriate. Somalia is predominantly a Muslim country, Sunni Muslim, and they obviously don't mesh with Christianity. There's been a couple thousand year war with regards to Christians and Muslims, and they, at every turn, the criminal organization that are the liberal government is giving them more and more power, more and more accolades, and more latitude to get away with what they're getting away with. By all means, if you know of any Somali people throughout history that have contributed to Western society, more specifically Canada, by all means, put it in my comment section. I am uneducated to any sort of Somali person or Somali descendant that has his or her name in a Canadian history book, and I'll wait for that. So it's completely absurd. It's to infuriate people in the country. It's to demoralize people like myself, to demoralize the conservative base, and they're doing a good job with it. So just to wrap up this video, Karmelo Anthony convicted of first-degree murder for the unprovoked knife attack on Austin Metcalf. And right now, as I am doing this video, apparently Belfast is on fire, and they are up in arms with regards to the Sudanese man that tried to behead an Irish man in the middle of the street. So that's the update, and if you got any questions, comments, or concerns, put it in the comment section, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.